making their deep run in the playoffs against St. Clair Academy. That rematch happening today. We're on the cast for that. And at the same time as that, a rescheduled match between welcome. Are we back on? I can't tell.
No, you're not on the actual stream.
Okay.
Oh, maybe you are.
I don't know.
Are we live?
I don't know. I have not gotten word.
I don't think they can hear us anyways. We're live. We can say whatever we want.
You're really good. Hello?
Hello, hello.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good to us.
Count us in.
I'm just going to redo the intro. Welcome back, everybody, to another West Virginia University esports competition day. It's a big one. It's a big Rocket League day, and I would say even bigger than a CRL Saturday because the matchups today...
Marquee matchups today.
Marquee matchups. So I hope you guys are ready for some exciting car soccer. The first matchup and the one that we're going to be focusing on in this pregame is the West Virginia University Lotus team facing off against what I believe to be their true kryptonite, the St. Clair Academy team. Beat them in the divisional round, their championship, in playoffs last semester after they had made such a great run, deeper than anyone thought they would.
Absolutely.
But fell to this St. Clair Academy roster, and now it is time to get their get back.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So it's obviously a huge matchup. There's another big matchup, just about an hour later with our main roster running up against Maryville.
Yeah.
Maryville, obviously, one of the biggest teams in all of collegiate Rocket League. So there's a lot of big matchups today for sure.
Absolutely. And I think it's also important to note that the main roster does have a doubleheader today. A little sneaky doubleheader. I bet you guys didn't even know that. The Shawnee State match that was rescheduled from last week is on today. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how they do. We'll have updates for that throughout the match and throughout the night tonight. But first, let's talk about a tiny little recap of how CRL went on Saturday, because if I'm being honest, didn't go great for this Lotus roster.
Did not go probably the way that they thought it was going to go. We're going to focus more on the Lotus roster. Yeah. So quick little recap of what went down. First round, first game, Southern Illinois, clean sweep, 2-0. Nice win. Winners round 2 got a little dicey. Lost to Indiana Tech, 2-0, dropped in a losers bracket where they were able to beat Esports of Texas Southern Blue and WIT Esports, both in 2-0 sweeps, but then in that loser round 4 against Wichita State, who is a team
in NACE.
Yes, in this Lotus, in the same division as Lotus, so that's obviously going to be like a little bit of a preview for probably a pretty consequential regular season matchup later.
Yeah,
lost them 2-0 in losers round 4, and that is where their run ended.
Yeah.
A little bit earlier than a lot of us thought.
Yeah, definitely would have liked to see them either stay in the winners a little bit longer and then lose right after heading down to losers, or make a deeper run in the losers bracket. And I think it is very important to note that the team that did knock them out is quite literally in the uncapped conference in Varsity Plus with this Lotus roster. So they will be seeing them in the regular season pretty soon here. And this Wichita State roster is one that's been doing fairly well. However, if you want to talk about a team that has been surprising everyone in this uncapped team, UW Stout, 2-0, which let's pull up these standings real quick if we can.
I mean, UW Stout in their first week matchup took out Old Miss Red 3-1, and then last week took on the St. Clair Academy team 3-0 sweep.
Yeah. So we're having some issues with the standings, but if I do remember them correctly, it is UW Stout at the top 2-0, and then I believe St. Clair with Academy 1-0.
No.
Am I wrong?
So UW Stout is in that top 2-0. They're the only 2-0 team right now because there's been a lot of reschedules.
That's right, because St. Clair lost.
St. Clair's 0-1.
0-1 because they lost to UW Stout.
Yes, they lost to UW Stout in their week 1 matchup was postponed. So St. Clair currently winless, no points on the board. Lotus.
There we go. Now
1-1.
Now you folks can see it. Yeah.
Wichita State 1-0. Again, a lot of rescheduling, a lot of postponing things that's happened so far, both for this Lotus State main roster. Obviously, we just talked about how they have a doubleheader. So a lot of that. So the standings are a little bit kind of like North Texas hasn't played a game yet.
Yeah.
Which North Texas haven't played a game yet, and we're heading into week 3. Yeah. So not the easiest thing to digest, but
if you look at this, that tied for 3 is not a terrible place for this Lotus roster to be.
No.
After 2 weeks. I absolutely don't, especially considering when you look at who the loss was to, that Ole Miss Red squad. Not terrible at all. However, this UW South team, I feel like it's a team that we haven't
kind of came out of nowhere.
Exactly.
We have absolutely dominant so far.
An Akron club falling to 0-2. Very disappointing start there. And if St. Clair loses today, they will start 0-2, and the Mountaineers will surely leap into that at least 3rd spot, if not possibly 2nd, if Wichita State drops a map. So if we can look at the matchups tonight to see how this might shake out, this is what's happening. WVU, Lotus, and St. Clair Academy obviously going up against each other. Akron and Ole Miss. Akron looking for a win, but it has to come against a pretty dominant Ole Miss roster. And then here's what I would be very interested in seeing. Montevallo versus Wichita State. Wichita State currently 1-0. Montevallo 1-1. The loss coming to the Mountaineers. And very interesting. And UW Stout versus, again, like you said, a North Texas team that has not played a single game.
Yes.
So UW Stout currently riding on a lot of momentum, and I think that will lead them to be 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, there's just been so much. Akron have
we
talked about being 0-2, forfeited both matches so far. So I mean, we really don't know anything right now. Though.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that we do know now, though, for sure, is we saw that first week match between Ole Miss Red and UW Stout, and we saw UW Stout win 3-1, and we were like, oh man, maybe Ole Miss Red isn't as good as we thought they were going to be. But it turns out UW Stout just might be the best team in this division.
Yeah, and I think that the vigor in which they beat North Texas tonight will show us. If that's a 3-0 with like some 4-3 score gaps,
for sure.
But let's talk about what we do know a little bit more, which is a quick interview between Hira and our lovely Gabe. So we're going to send it down to the studio for that real quick, and then we'll be back to talk pregame.
Thanks for sending it down, guys. It's Gabe, and I'm here sitting down with Hira from our Rocket League Lotus team. And you have a big matchup this week, so I figured we'd get into a little bit of how this semester's been going and how you foresee it going. So opened up the semester with a strong win. I'll say strong. It was in 7 games. It got a little tough there, but you guys ended up pulling out the win. And then dropping to Ole Miss Red last week, following a loss to a team like that. How does preparation change at all? And if so, how does it, especially when you're looking up against a pretty good opponent the next week?
Well, we've been kind of changing our play style just a little bit and adding more things to make it kind of easier for all of us to get more involved into the play. So Ole Miss was kind of just a test run to go up against St. Clair. And hopefully with this new kind of play style thing that we're doing, we'll have a really good chance against them and maybe not lose this time.
So let's get into that a little bit, the play style differences. So don't leak any strats or anything, right? But with that play style, what was different that wasn't working that you guys wanted to change? And, what was the mindset of those changes as you get into a new semester?
I feel like with our old play style quite a bit, I wasn't being enabled too much. I'm a very mechanical player, so I do go for a lot of clips and stuff like that. And in our old play style, like I just wasn't really getting the opportunities. But hopefully with this new one, I should be able to be more of a threat.
Sure, yeah. And, excuse me, going back to your roots in Rocket League, more of a freestyler, if you will, very mechanical. What was that like coming into, a more structured format, if you will? And playing with
Terrifying.
teammates?
It was terrifying.
Yeah?
Because I think the first scrims I played here, like I was just trying to go for triple resets, and I was just getting dunked on by Angel and Tool because we had to scrim against them our first scrim, and I was so confused why it wasn't working. Because I usually work on the silvers I play in casual. But now that it's like, that I actually see the whole thing. It's not just about hitting the clip anymore, unfortunately.
No silver players in NACE.
No silver players.
I'd hope not. But speaking of NACE, your guys' last semester, your first semester with this roster, with yourself, Emma, and Yak, right, ended up going all the way to the divisional finals and then dropping to St. Clair Academy. So looking back to that, is there any, sort of feeling of like a comeback match, maybe some revenge? Even, or are you just looking to see how you stack up against them now as you prep for, postseason play?
Yeah, I'm not losing to them again, unfortunately. They're a good team. They have a lot of weaknesses, though, and I think we're going to crack them.
That was the first call out. That's the first call out we've had in an interview. That's kind of fire. But anyway, outside of NACE, you guys are also in CRL, and you also played in RLCS. So I've asked Yak, one of your teammates, about this, but I was just curious from your perspective, preparing for NACE along with CRL and RLCS, is it tough to juggle? Is there a different play style between the three, or are you kind of just laser focused on one, competing at your highest level, and the rest are just kind of scrims?
Honestly, RLCS is kind of just working on what we can when we play in it, not taking it too serious. I mean, it would be nice to make day 2, but we're not like laser focused on it. I think CRL is our biggest thing. We want to go at least to the grand finals this semester, and hopefully we can tomorrow.
Sure.
But no, yeah, CRL is our main focus.
Awesome. Well, CRL is going to be this past weekend when this is aired with myself on the cast. So we're going to talk about that this pregame of how that turned out. And best of luck against St. Clair Academy tonight.
Thank you.
We're going to send it back upstairs. Enjoy the match, everybody. Thanks for sending it down.
Well, welcome back, everybody. A wonderful little interview there with Hira, one of your goats of the Lotus roster, and some very interesting things there. And I think, as we said, at the time of that filming, it was before Saturday.
Yes,
and
before CRL.
And she had mentioned that CRL was the main focus. But when you're looking at what they could possibly do here in terms of winning out the Varsity Plus playoffs, like, I think if they get their act together, they really have a chance there. So I would be very interested to see. But the most important thing right now is this game.
Yeah.
This St. Clair game, I don't care what the rankings say in terms of UW Stout being an absolute powerhouse or, Akron not being that great. Like, this is, if you take all of that aside and you just take the fact that St. Clair was the team that beat them in the regular season and beat them in playoffs, you need to win this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's about as close as a week 3 must-win game that you can get, especially after falling last week. St. Clair, I mean, obviously they're 0-1, but we talked about the schedule. Just kind of the standings mean nothing right now. They mean nothing, and if Western loses this game, then all of a sudden they have played all their games and they will already be at 2 losses. Yeah. Which is only matched by Akron, who's forfeited every single game they played. Yeah. So it's not a great spot. Coming off of that week 1 win against Montevello, it was not a team that we knew a lot about, and obviously that was a map 5, kind of a game 5 banger. And then the concerning thing, because CRL it's obviously a massive tournament. There's so many teams in CRL, and sometimes you might just get a bad draw and play a really good team early.
There's 256 teams,
but losing 2-0 to Wichita State, a team that is in your conference
would relatively be your skill level.
Yes, that you are going to play. I don't know what week it is. I believe it's I believe it is week 5.
Yeah.
No, it is not week 5. It is
late.
It is week 6. You're going to play them
second to last.
Yes.
At a point in which you will know what you need.
Yes, absolutely. So falling to them 2-0, and I mean those games were close, but I mean, closing out those games, we did not really kind of see what we needed to see.
Yeah.
And obviously, you kind of Lotus wasn't able to execute in those last couple of minutes to, pull out a win. So I think that was probably, in a kind of short serial, that was probably the most concerning aspect of it, was how they looked against a team that they are 100% going to be playing later on in the season.
Yeah, and I would like to point out that usually by tonight we would have seen that forfeit for Akron on their schedule. That is not there tonight. So we can rightfully assume that Akron's going to play that game. So we will get our first real look at what they're able to do in this NACE conference. And it's coming against Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So you never know. But before this matchup gets started, we're going to send it to a quick ad break, and then we'll come down, break down kind of the in-game stuff that we need to talk about for this roster of Jacoby, Hira, and Emma, and hopefully get into the game very soon. If you want to avoid these ad breaks, you can do so by subscribing either normally or if you got Amazon
Twitch Prime.
Yeah, Twitch Prime. You get it for free. Every single cent helps, but we will be right back on the other side of this ad break. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed those ads. Maybe it was a Intuit TurboTax.
Maybe Quicken Loans. Who
Yeah,
knows?
it's tax season. You got to do
Yeah,
taxes.
it is tax season.
But let's talk about what they need to do on the field today in terms of this Lotus roster. So, in NACE, coming off a loss, 3-1 Ole Miss Red, in which they actually won the first game.
Yeah.
So they started off strong, and then just for some reason, they started to sputter offensively. Specifically, I'd like to point out the offensive creation was just not there. And then again, a relatively disappointing open 3 in terms of CRL. And I was watching every game. I'm sure our chatters, you see your favorite mod in chat, but what?
Just go.
You know, and just after watching all of this, there's not a lot of technicality there. I'm not seeing a lot of what we see on the main roster in terms of a lot of passing play, in terms a lot of breakdown. It just seems like those goals are coming off of breakaways or open nets or things like that. So I would really like to see a lot more progression in terms of what they're able to do technically, because I feel like if you're just able to out-tech your opponents in this division, you win.
Yeah, absolutely. And we listened to here in that interview talk about how they were kind of coming up with a couple different things that they were trying to work on. Obviously, that was before CRS Saturday, so I mean, there's a good chance that this kind of last weekend was just maybe a test.
Yeah,
maybe just a bit of a trial for testing out what works, testing out what doesn't work, and obviously that didn't lead them to the CRL result that they wanted, but maybe out of that they kind of got that little like nugget of knowledge that can really help them start to make these kind of strides and improvements.
Yeah.
But then going on the other side, St. Clair, this academy roster had quite a successful CRL Saturday weekend.
Yeah.
I'd imagine. Keep in mind, this is an academy roster. This is not their main roster. They made it all the way to winners quarters.
Yep.
And then after being sent down to losers, were able to take down that Wichita State team that took out Lotus, and then did fall in losers round 7 to surprisingly enough, 2 different Akron teams. Akron Blue beat them in their upper bracket, then Akron Gold beat them in the lower bracket. But I mean, this is a team that was just do a little bit of quick math. Maybe I think 7 games, not matches, 7-1 games away from making it to day 2. So I mean, not a whole lot more you can ask of not a main roster and academy roster that we know of. So I mean, they're coming off. I mean, probably a bit of a momentum booster, a bit of a confidence booster, and playing a team that you historically have had great success against. I mean, there's not only kind of the technical aspect that you talked about, but also there's a big mental hurdle in this matchup for this Lotus team, because it is not a team that they have beaten in my memory.
Yeah, it's a big kind of cut the lead down to 42 moment. Like even. It seems like even before this match has started, St. Clair is already so much further ahead, and that is going to be a very, very tough thing for them to get through mentally, like you said. Just knowing the success that they've had recently, even if they are currently 0-1 in NACE, I just don't think that shows the full picture. And actually, I'd be interested. Can you pull up, see how UW Stout is in CRL?
We can try and find it.
But while he's doing that, I think just going back to, even though they're starting 0-1 in NACE to a UW Stout team that has surprised everybody in the first 2 weeks, the performance that we have seen outside of that has been so impressive and just really looks like what we saw in the playoffs. I mean, we saw that academy roster just essentially breeze through every round of the playoffs, and it was not close. That roster was cooking in Varsity Plus. So, and now they're back and looking to do it again. I'd be shocked if they're not looking at that two-peat and forward. At this point in time, I wouldn't be surprised if their sights are set on a day 2 of CRL. So this Mountaineer The roster is really going to have to figure some things out. As I hear, we are currently in lobby, so that game could get started anytime soon. I am so ready because, look, if the Mountaineers are able to take perhaps with what they were learning on that CRL Saturday and apply it today, then, boy, we could be in for quite a matchup. Did you find UW Stout?
Yes, UW Stout did not have a great upper bracket run, losing to Iowa State in round 2. Made it to losers round 6 before falling to Thomas College 2-0.
So what?
Not as good as St. Clair.
A round behind. It got into the losers bracket earlier and then lost a round behind them. So,
but still 2 rounds ahead of Lotus.
Lotus, absolutely. Yes. So again, very interesting thing to see there. I would love to see UW Stout versus St. Clair Academy rematch.
Yeah, well, I mean, a 3-0.
Yeah,
a 3-0. That took. I mean, surprised all of us for sure.
But I think if you put that rematch at like smack dab in the middle of the season, I think it goes 5. I don't know.
There's a good chance, but going back to this, and we talked about the technical and the mental hurdle that is going to be faced here by this Lotus team. Really important, these first 90 seconds of game 1.
Yep.
Really important. When you're coming as the underdog and you're coming in off of maybe not a disappointing CRL, but that probably didn't play up to your standards. Yeah. If you come out in these first 90 seconds and you let up a silly goal, you miss kind of an open net, you give up an open net, anything like that, it really just kind of adds on to this tax on your mental. Yeah. That, I mean, especially if St. Clair goes out to a 2-0 lead, can be really, really difficult to overcome. So I think, probably more than any other match they've played this entire season, this first 90 seconds is going to tell us a lot, and we're going to get right into it.
Let's see what they're able to do here. The opening kickoff is going to go in favor of the Mountaineers. If there can be a follow-up, that's Jacoby over the top. But, again, just Press, Kipper, and Spoods have been so good the entire season, so I would not be surprised if they're going to come out all cylinders firing. Hero with a little bit of a new car. I like that livery there. I do not mind that at all. And now, again, the Mountaineers providing some wonderful offensive pressure here. We have said it time and time again. If you want to score, you need to break down your opponent's defense, and this is exactly how you have to do it. Jacoby looking for a shot. Not going to find it, though, but here comes the re-attack. Hira stalking her prey. Oh, that almost went in, but a nice block there, and now it's going to be sent skyward.
Oh, a little bit of a mistouch there, and that's going to give St. Clair a bit of an opening. Their first real attack of the game. Press is going up, but is not able to find the ball still, though. St. Clair knocking right at the door of the West Virginia goal, and Kipper's right there to follow it up. Emma gets demoed, and St. Clair is able to capitalize on the 3v2. And after, a great 40 seconds from the Mountaineers, able to kind of, keep St. Clair on the back foot. St. Clair did not need much time at all to break through that Mountaineer defense.
Yeah, as soon as they got over to that side of the pitch, it seemed like they were fairly in control. So let's see if the Mountaineers have an answer. Again, I did not mind what we were seeing on the offense. Spoods, no, the angle. Oh, he missed over the top. I believe that was Kipper just absolutely whiffing on the top angle.
And West Virginia gave up that was too good of an opportunity to give up if you are St. Clair West Virginia. A pretty hefty defensive mistake there. Fortunate there to kind of get out of it scotch-free, but cannot speak too soon quite yet. St. Clair still put on that offensive pressure. West Virginia can have a counterattack and Emma out of nowhere.
Beautiful. And I don't know if you remember when we were filming the first episode of On the Country Roads, when we were talking with Gyro, he talked about how fast that defensive response can turn into an offensive attack. And that is exactly what you want to see there. A beautiful display of that just changing of the pressures.
Absolutely. And that was 90 seconds on the dot, and West Virginia was able to respond. So pretty much exactly what I wanted to see initially. Even after giving up that first goal, there was no kind of mental relaxation. That West Virginia stayed locked in and was able to find the equalizer in very quick succession. And now Jacoby going up this left side trying to find something, but loses the 50-50. That ball's right in front of his net, but a good touch outside just to stray away from danger for the time being. Trying to find a Clair, but St. Clair going to kind of keep up this pressure. Boots loses the 50-50 now, and now here comes Yak up the left side looking for something.
Ooh, Yak was almost able to get that. Here comes Hira over the top. She's going to try and intercept this, but she's not going to get it. That's going to force Emma all the way back. A beautiful little touch there. Yak going to take it off of the fake. Emma showing that she was going to use her boost there, but she did not. And now this ball getting dangerously close. A nice clear there by Hira. Look at this, Spoods on the wall. More like Spooder man. just clinging to it, waiting for an opportunity to strike, and it's going to be Jacobi, I believe, streaking across this screen. Yes, it was. And now another shot. Emma going to be able to take that one off this sidewall. But look at how positioned the St. Clair Academy team is. A nice bump there from Hira, though. Going to give the Mountaineers a little bit of breathing room, but not before press. Top angle. Is there a follow-up? There's not. It's going to be Hira in the air. Spood's going to send it down to the middle. Unfortunately, there's no one on the cross, so that's going to force them to get back. Jacobi on the attack. Hold on. Oh, a nice angle taken away by the demolition onto Hira. Spoods with a beautiful play there. Now
there's another demolition on the press. St. Clair's going to be down for the time being. West is trying to be able to capitalize. Now the respawn comes in, and St. Clair's still holding on to that possession.
this could...
And there, here comes dangerous situation there. Hira needs to get back, and she misses the ball, and Spooge is there to capitalize.
Very tough angle for Hira to take there if you look at this. She was heading straight on and needed to get that and just didn't have the boost, unfortunately. That's going to be a goal for the St. Clair team. But let's see what the Mountaineers are able to do. Still have
100 seconds remaining.
Yeah, still have ample time. And Emma looking for the
Immediately.
response.
Absolutely. Right out of the gate, Emma just did it all on her own.
I'll tell you what, when Gabe and I had walked into the facility today, Emma was in here practicing, and she looked at us and she said, "No more losses."
No more losses.
And she is certainly playing with that. The response comes within 5 seconds.
She's
and
keeping
once
her
again,
word.
tied
for
up.
sure.
Yeah, tied up 2-2 here. Let's see if the Mountaineers can get a little wow, a big bump there on the Spoots. I believe was Jacobi. Emma has the ball again, and they're certainly going to worry about that. But unfortunately, actually, quite well centered the ball for the St. Clair Academy, and now they're going to have to get that thing out of there. Beautiful block there by Emma.
It's a good block, but St. Clair's still really pressing the issue on this attack. Where she needs to kind of find a way to maintain possession here. Maybe try and get it clear, get the ball out from their own net, and that's going to be a good touch there from here up the left side. Kind of fall right back to Spooch there, but not able to maintain possession for very long. But here comes St. Clair back on the counterattack up this right side. A bit of a
Miscommunication
there for sure. A little bit of a teammate bump there, and now Western Union is going to have a little bit of an opening here. Emma once again a little bit too high to find the net, and here comes
Oh my goodness gracious. What a disgusting long-range goal. Look at this. He's just going to take it from the left corner.
and just too slow to react, the St. Clair defense. And now with 40 seconds remaining, West Virginia has a Game 1 lead.
And the St. Clair roster, if I may say it, looks a tad bit rattled. Look at that goal. Trick, throw the hats off. It is time to tip yours to Emma because good grief. Mountaineers.
How does that happen if you are St. Clair? Right off the kickoff, Emma just took the ball and just slowly walked it into the goal.
I feel like I was watching a kid's soccer game where your kid just kind of walks it in and then.
Absolutely, and now with 35 seconds remaining, St. Clair needs to find something really fast to give them some chance. That's a great touch there by Kipper in the demolition.
Oh, that was a nice play by St. Clair there.
That was a very well executed offensive attack there. Now 29 seconds remaining, much more doable for St. Clair to find an equalizer here. West Virginia thought they had this in the bag, but spoke a little bit too soon there. And now this kickoff is going to be so important. Which way is this ball about to bounce? It takes a touch on the over there. Comes St. Clair immediately coming in with possession. Kipper with a touch, but it clears, comes out there from Emma. St. Clair still in possession though. Jacobi finds a touch, bounces over to the right side. Can here win this 50-50? No, she cannot. Gets there a second too late. St. Clair still with possession. Very dangerous here. 10 seconds remaining. In the sky, that ball is just bouncing. No one is on the ball for the time being. St. Clair grabs it, but now 5 seconds remaining. Can West Virginia just get one clear? Can they find a ground it? Hira's in position. She's going to find it. Can she ground the ball here?
Yeah, yes, can. Oh, my goodness.
West Virginia takes game 1.
And Hira, again, just showing off the incredible handles. I think that's something that we always talk about is how impressive Hira's dribbling is. And you saw it on full display there. Just completely able to fake out this roster.
Emma went 3 for 3 there.
Yeah.
3 shots, 3 goals. Every single one of them needed.
2 saves, 1 demo, 1 assist. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Emma just
a fully stocked stat sheet there for Emma, especially when she's able to take game 1.
Yeah.
And now we talked about how important this first game was in this first 90 seconds. West Virginia able to prove that there is no mental hurdle that they cannot climb. And now heading into game 2, St. Clair now a little bit on the back foot.
And let's see if the Mountaineers are able to keep this up, because once again, we saw this kind of opening against the Ole Miss team. Now, I will say that first game looked a little better, but that is not the best start. Spood's going to have a relatively open net there. St. Clair going to score much quicker than they did in the first game, just 7 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, really not a great reaction there off of that Game 1 victory for the Mountaineers, but again, we saw them fall down 1-0 just last game, able to come back, able to make a statement here, but a lot of that came from the brilliance of Emma. Is there any more of that left for this Mountaineer team? That is the question. Again, they kind of hold on to this lead. It's kind of been an issue, as you talked about.
Nice little dodge there.
In week 2, it's a good touch. And there comes the follow-up, a little bit too high. Is there a follow-up?
Angle.
Yes, there is. From the top. Absolutely great team play there. I believe that was all 3 West Virginia members getting a touch of that ball. And Hira in perfect position there to just kind of tap it in.
And this is
the easiest goal of your life right there. And
this is exactly what I was talking about pregame. That's the technicality I want to see. That's that offensive prowess that we need to see more of. There's just a lot more calculated attacks. You know, off that top bar, even if Emma didn't hit that exact downward angle, Hira was still there on the backup. They're able to tie it up. Hira playing some defense here.
A little bit too close for comfort there, but now Hira with plenty of boost to spare coming up this right side, plays it off the top, but takes a bit of a wayward bounce over to the left side, and now St. Clair going to kind of starve off the West Virginia attack for the time being.
Not for long,
with very little boost here.
Ooh, and the Mountaineers just lose control of that ball, unfortunately.
Can West Virginia rotate back and play defense? Yes, they can. Jacobi finds that crucial touch there to keep St. Clair out from the goal, but again, a dangerous position there. But here comes Emma, picking up that left side, not quite able to get it. St. Clair keeping up the pressure. Can West Virginia to maintain possession even for just a couple seconds, give themselves a little bit of room to breathe. Here trying to find it, and more coming up that left side, but loses the 50-50. Yeah, but the ball just kind of in flux.
Ball relatively, I'd say the Mountaineers have a good control of what they're able to do here. Hira with a nice touch, unfortunately not able to dribble around on the last one. We're going to see a demo onto Emma. She'll respond just now. Jacobi has an option here, but a nice block there from, I believe that was Press. And now Emma kind of just sitting back here, going to take the ball now. Oh, sends it below Kipper. Oh, you can tell she wanted that. But now Mountaineers are forced back into their own side to play some defense. Yak has a nice touch, crosses it over. Let's see if Hira can do anything with it. No, it's going to be taken away. Now the Mountaineers need to speed back. Jacobi going to take this ball, try and turn it into something, turn it into the lead as we hit this 2-minute 40-second mark, just 15 seconds away from halfway through the match, and we have yet to see a score. The longest drought of scoring in this game so far. We saw a lot of early goals there, but the Mountaineers, and just a little too discombobulated there, and Kipper sends it in from the top ropes.
And again, that's, great team play from WVU on that last goal, and then St. Clair answered it right back. I believe that was, again, all 3 members of the St. Clair roster touching that ball within 5 seconds and able to find the goal. Some excellent passing there to kind of finish off that attack, and now West Virginia again putting themselves down 1-0. Yeah, and St. Clair immediately again looking to press the attack. That was a good shot from Spoods, but the block comes there from Hira. But look at that ball dangerously bouncing. Western Lotus finds a little bit of breathing room. Yak looking for something, but could not quite maintain possession for the time being. But here comes Hira, but with just no boost to spare, not really much else that she can do. And St. Clair, he's going to try and turn this into a counterattack. It's a good little touch there to dodge Emma. And now St. Clair has numbers here on the offensive end. Can they capitalize? It's a great defense from Yak. Pretty much on the ceiling there, and now West Virginia kind of turned the tables here momentumly, but nothing quite, no fruit quite to bear from that one. Now damage on Emma St. Clair with the advantage play for just a couple seconds. Emma's going to have the respawn, and West Virginia's able to stabilize.
Kipper going to go ahead and send that thing to the center, but the Mountaineers need to find a response here and find one fairly quickly. 1:30 remaining, not impossible. We saw the Mountaineers score with much less time, but you have to imagine if you want to come out of this thing before overtime, you need to get a goal before that 1 minute remaining sound strikes. So the Mountaineers with just a couple of seconds left to do so. Emma off the top ropes. Is there a response from the center? No, there's not. It's going to be a nice clear there from the St. Clair Academy team. And now they're going to send it back on offense as we are going to get that 1 minute remaining notification, and they know it is game time. The Mountaineers need to score here to tie it up and hopefully send it into overtime. And perhaps if they're able to find 2 in this short time, come out with the dagger. And oh, that looked very, very close. That was a shot from Jacoby to the left, just dribbling in there. Yak now through the center. The 50, a beautiful goal. Jacoby gets it in there. And I believe that was a bump by Hira, if I'm not mistaken.
That was just, that might have been the luckiest goal I've seen all season. I mean,
Hey,
but you're going to take those every single time, and now with 38 seconds remaining, it is all square here in Game 2. West Virginia finds themselves the equalizer there in the waning moments of the second game. Spoots trying to find the dagger here for this Game 2. Now 30 seconds remaining. Both teams trying to find that one single attack, that one little pass that can set up a Game 2 winner. St. Clair trying not to fall down 2-0 already in this series. And now West Virginia's on the attack. Spoots misses the bump, and now almost there, but here comes the set. Is it from midcourt? Midfield.
Oh my goodness. Is this the dagger? And this St. Clair...
And the bump from Hira.
Yes.
I didn't even see that.
I was going to say.
Hira, absolutely perfectly timed. Now 13 seconds remaining, and West Virginia has turned this game on its head. Can they stave off the St. Clair team?
Just have to hold on for 10 seconds here. And this ball...
Almost another one.
I was going to say, nearly find the back of the net, but we saw the main roster lose in the last second. Unfortunate. Keep it on the...
Can they find it? Yes, they can.
And that's going to get cleared.
And Hira once again is able to find the final ground. 2-0. Everyone finding one goal. A team ace, you could call it, for the Mountaineers. And now, looking at a potential sweep.
This St. Clair roster
Academy
is
team.
scratching their heads right now, saying, what did they eat today? They must have had their Wheaties, because good grief, this is not what we saw on CRL Saturday.
Absolutely not. And clearly whatever they were working on CRL Saturday has, come to fruition so far. But I would be remiss if I did not mention, in winners finals, the main roster played West Virginia versus St. Clair up 2-0, and the dreaded reverse sweep came to life. Can this Lotus roster avoid making the same mistakes the main roster did just 2 days ago?
Opportunity here.
It's a great opportunity here right off the bat, but St. Clair able to weather the storm for those first 10 seconds, and now a bit of a counterattack of their own. Kippers in the sky, but just narrowly misses. And now Emma doing some tricks of her own, and now a great opportunity here for the Mountaineers. Can they find some points? He's dodging everybody. Gonna do it. Oh, yes, go! Unbelievable. Emma goes through the entire team.
Just look at this. It literally doesn't get any better than that.
Oh, my
Absolutely
goodness.
gorgeous. I mean, Emma is playing out of her mind today.
Emma James in the flesh. And now, after just 30 seconds, West Virginia is taking a lead in this Game 3.
And let's see if they can... I would love to see them extend it and not have these close games. I would love to see them go up too early and have a little bit of breathing room. A beautiful clear there by Hira. And Jacoby off the top. Oh, nice block.
Nearly there. Could have been such a huge momentum boost there, but St. Clair's able to stabilize there defensively for the time being. And now coming up with a little bit of a counterattack of their own.
Yeah, the Mountaineers are going to need to
there
get
is
this ball out of here.
Hira, that's such a dangerous touch by Yak. Maybe a little bit of a misstep, but Emma's there to save the day once again.
Yes, Boots going to
It's a
center
good
that.
help from Emma as well to kind of give Hira this chance up the left side. Able to relocate, and now Kipper breaking 2 defender ankles, but could not quite break the third. And now a demolition on the press. Can West Virginia take advantage of this 2v3? St. Clair has to stagger a little bit. And here comes Yak over this from this right side. 1 minute and 30 seconds off the clock.
There?
And it's a good touch from St. Clair. And now it's counterattack of their own. There's no one in the goal for the Mountaineers. And just too late by half a second. And Spoots finds the equalizer.
Yeah.
West Virginia got a little bit too over-aggressive there, and they paid the price.
Yeah, that was it was a gamble there. Both Spoods and I believe it was Press were up in the air, and it was just a debate on who was going to take it. And unfortunately, the Mountaineer defender guessed wrong. I'm not sure who it was exactly, but gonna look to go up again. Emma
almost
had another shot there. I mean, just really impressive
unbelievable,
stuff.
but still right in front of that St. Clair goal. Chemistry to find something. Yak looking for it, but is not going to find it for the time being. Got to rotate back and stop the St. Clair counterattack. It's a good touch from Hira. Up that right side.
I
Oh,
almost
wow.
thought that went in.
That was close there for a second. And here comes Pierre again, finding the center. Is there someone to capitalize on it? Not quite. Just a little bit of a miss there from Yak, but here comes Emma over the left side. Western keeping the pressure up. But now with very little boost there from Emma, have to kind of reload here and retool. St. Clair's going to look for a second goal in just under a minute. But it's a good defensive stand there for the time being. Kipper gets taken out. Press just misses there.
Yeah, just
West
off.
Virginia gets away with one defensively.
Yeah, just a little bit of an off shot there from the St. Clair roster. A fake.
Another demolition.
Yeah, demo to Kipper, the Mountaineers.
Absolutely.
Demolition Derby. Hira is back. Our demolition girl. And now streaking through the air.
Yak off the top. It's not quite there.
So close. But the Mountaineers realized that if they were to pursue that
And that was great awareness there from
Yeah.
Hira, knowing that she could not get there in time. It says plays for the deflection. And now this counterattack is going to kind of keep going here. West Virginia still trying to press the advantage. 2 minutes remaining here. Still tied at 1. This again finds it.
And look at this pass from Jacobi. This is exactly what I'm talking. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Hira. Look at that.
Absolutely perfect.
You cannot write it up. I love, and I'll tell you what, they're keeping this ball so low to the ground. We're not seeing a lot of these in-air fancy plays. Just bing, bang, boom, put it in the back of the net. 2 minutes remaining.
Fundamentals at its finest. Emma just picks up her 6th goal of this match. Kipper touched it all on his own, but no, not quite. Spoods with a little bit of a good defensive touch there.
Looks like
For the time being, West Virginia trying to keep up the pressure here. Here comes Emma up the right side. She's been absolutely on fire. Can't you find something else? Not quite yet. But here, but there goes the demolition on the Yak. West Virginia has to kind of play defensively for the time being. Down 1. The respawn's going to come in. St. Clair not able to capitalize on the man advantage for the time being. But here it comes again. It's a good block. Can they find another one? No, they cannot. And Kipper responds quickly.
Yeah,
West Virginia not able to hold on that lead very long.
and a dangerous touch there by Hira. And then once you have that defender gone, it was just a relatively free. Jacobi did not have the boost to change direction that fast. And again, we are all tied up here. 2 goals. I'm getting flashbacks to game 1. You know, just about the same time remaining. But you'd rather be tied than losing, as the Mountaineers need to have a defensive stint here, as the St. Clair Academy has really turned on the Jets in terms of offense. Kipper with a nice little touch there, but a nice center. But the Mountaineers need to recognize that they don't want to overcommit, and they will. They're going to go back a little bit. Not before Jacobi has something to say about it, though.
Yak, but nothing quite there. Now 60 seconds on the clock. West Virginia needs one more goal to end this in a clean sweep against the St. Clair Academy team. And here going up the left side. Here has a bit of an opening here. Off the top, is there anyone there to follow up? Not quite. And the demolition on the Yak. West Virginia has to kind of get back a little bit. Ball gets past Emma, though, but here comes Hira. Able to find a great little defensive touch there. Now Yak with the respawn. And gets the boost, but it's another demolition.
They're just going to have
St.
to clear
Clair
this.
just keeping up that pressure. Still a man down for the time being.
And a nice touch here from Hira off the top side. Let's see if she can get it around. They can. But let's see if the Mountaineers can follow up. 20 seconds. We could be looking at overtime here if the defense is...
Oh, but look at that.
Oh, that
And
was...
another narrow miss there from St. Clair. Now 10 seconds remaining. Yak trying to find a touch. He's going to find up the left side. St. Clair has to rotate back defensively. 5 seconds remaining. Can West Virginia find a last-second heartbreaker? Bouncing on the right side. Emma off the top. He touched the ground. It's unbelievable. Overtime, game 3. Oh, he wins the tip. Emma going off the right side. I cannot believe what I just saw.
Oh, I thought that...
Inches away from a sweep. And now St. Clair luckily has another chance here. But West Virginia keeping up the pressure. Can they find something? I mean, no relentless pressure here from the Mountaineers. Emma in position again. Can't you find another one? Just a half a second too late. Yak went up the right side. Now West Virginia going all in on this attack. Can they find something? I mean, still St. Clair just having trouble trying to find a clear. But there goes Kipper.
Gonna find it here,
Yeah.
and a nice 50 win there. Yak, a beautiful
Absolutely.
pinch.
Good pinch off the wall to set up here on this, or I believe
That was here.
Emma here. Off that left side, and now approaching the 1 minute mark in this overtime.
And look at how calm they were. They just let St. Clair kind of set up, and they still were able to get it. Emma to the right. Is there a follow-up? There's not. Jacobi
Not
just
quite.
missing that.
Yak misses. Here's an opportunity for St. Clair, but Hira comes in with the save.
Spoods.
And now a minute has passed. Spoods coming off the top. St. Clair had a chance there, but a little bit of an offensive miscue there. Just kind of misses the goal. And now up the left side, West Virginia has a counterattack of their own. Boots, kind of a bit of a collision there in the middle of the 50-50. Another 50-50. Spoots able to win that one.
Yeah, and Yak just
Yak
stopping on a
touch.
dime there, having to
Absolutely.
get back.
Here up the left side. Can't she find something?
Dribble.
It's a great touch. Gets past one defender. It's St. Clair. Oh, but the clear comes out just in time.
And look at that, Jacoby
And
riding
it's
on
gonna be
top
there.
of Kipper.
And it's going to be there.
I-
Kipper finds a second of the game.
I really
And
thought Yak
just
would have-
inches away at the end of overtime. And St. Clair's able to escape with a Game 3 win and avoid the sweep. That was about as close as you can make it.
I truly thought that Yak hit that
82
goal.
touches from Spoots.
Yeah, Spoots has quite literally.
Spoots has been all over the field, responsible goals and assist-wise for all of those St. Clair goals.
Mm-hmm. It is. Oh man, I thought we were gonna wrap this one up quickly, but no, we have another 5 minutes of Rocket League. As this opening tip gonna come off, it's gonna go in the way of St. Clair early. Press with a nice pass here, and again, the St. Clair team is not playing terribly, but the Mountaineers respond quickly. That was Emma over the top after the clear. And now St. Clair Academy in position. Hira, a nice block there, but a better bump. And the Mountaineers are going to be able to take some semblance of control here.
St. Clair's really kind of all in on this attack. They have no one left in goal. Kipper's going to have to rotate back. We should have a little bit of open here, but it's a great little air dribble there from Kipper just to kind of take the ball out of harm's way. 30 seconds have passed, no real action so far. But as I say that, St. Clair has a chance here. The demolition, though, on the press. West Virginia's going to try and be able to stabilize off of that. Yes, they will be. Emma finds a little bit of a half clear there, but St. Clair just bats it right back down. But here comes Yak over on that right side. Pick up that full boost pack. Got a lot of room to work with here from Yak from the top. Oh, nice piece to kind of barrel through there, but just too many St. Clair players in the defense.
Yeah, that was just some very, very nice defense there from St. Clair. You had the two-man just waiting for any angle that Yak was able to take. They knew he had full boost. They knew they had to block him in some way, shape, or form. Emma now
Here
gonna,
with a little bit of a miss on the ball. Emma has to rotate back to play defense.
Ooh.
And after that miss, Boots is there to follow it up. And St. Clair, for I believe the third time in 4 games, maybe all 4, takes a 1-0 lead.
And I would like to point out that essentially every single St. Clair goal seems like it's been just a quick pass off of the backboard, and they just get it, and the Mountaineers not able to respond to it or get a bump. But the Mountaineers showing a lot of complexity to what they're doing. So let's see if they can continue that. Emma with a nice touch. It seems as if there's not going to be a strong follow-up. Kipper now going to take the ball for St. Clair Academy. And what was a nice angle, of even better the angle there.
Save.
Yeah, but just a nice save there from the Mountaineers, and just perhaps a little bit of a miscalculation there from Kipper. Spoods, we know.
Look at Spoots in the air.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. Gets past 2 West Virginia defenders. And now St. Clair has numbers here on the offensive end. Nothing quite able to come out of it. And now off the other side, Emma with a great pass, but their defensive rotations get there in time. And now St. Clair on yet another counterattack. Already up 1-0, trying to extend their lead in this pivotal Game 4. It's a good 50-50 win in the air there from Emma. And now the ball just kind of stuck in neutral for the time being. West Virginia trying to look for another equalizer. And the goal is wide open. The goal is wide open, and Hira is able to capitalize.
Arkin the 3 like it's Steph Curry. Look at
And it's a
this.
great bump from Yak.
Oh my
The
goodness.
double bump, in fact, just completely kept press from having any chance to stop that goal. And now West Virginia, again, finds an equalizer there. Like, their ability to bounce back and to find these equalizers game after game has been so impressive so far.
It's so much better than we've seen from them
Absolutely.
all throughout the season in any facet. CRL, NACE. We know that the struggles of coming back and giving up these goals is just such a mainstay that we've had to deal with. But in this game, looking on point. And again, here comes an offensive attack, but a beautiful clear. That was just a absolutely monster clear by Spoots. Look
Yeah,
at that.
It's about as perfect as you can get it.
I
Right to his teammate. An open net.
A 73-mile-an-hour goal. Like, yeah, it's just ridiculous.
But still, these St. Clair, it seems like every time after West Virginia goal, they're able to find such a quick answer. And that has also been an issue that this Lotus team has faced, is just giving up those quick concedes right after scoring, and immediately again St. Clair on the attack looking for something, but West Virginia this time able to hold on defensively. Emma, nothing quite to find on the defensive end, but there goes a good touch from here for the time being. St. Clair that wins that 50-50. Emma's there for the follow-up.
Look at this.
Still not able to keep possession. Emma with a
Calculated.
great touch there. Defensively now here up the left side. No boost, however. Can she find someone over the middle? Tries it, but just no one there quite in time. Emma on this right side, though, just taken right out from underneath her. It's a good clear from Yak up the center. Oh, Emma just narrowly misses there, and everyone's just kind of missing the ball for the time being, but there comes Boots. Able to find a clear. Now 90 seconds remaining. St. Clair. Oh my goodness.
A beautiful block.
It's a beautiful block from Emma to keep the deficit to just one.
Yeah, that it does not get much better than that. St. Clair had an absolute.
You know, look at Yak. Yak's got a chance here. Jacoby finds the equalizer. 81 seconds left. 2-2. West Virginia once again is able to respond.
Look at that.
Great individual play there by Yak. Hasn't had many goals, but that might have been the most important goal all day.
Absolutely, and let's see if the Mountaineers are able to take their first lead of this game 4 and what could be the winning lead, but again, they cannot give up another goal. That's, again, you said, something that's been so plaguing this team is the quick goal.
Look at this. Absolutely. A great setup in Emma. Off the top crossbar, back into the net. A great pass from Hira.
Goal number 7 on the day, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. Absolutely incredible. West Virginia finds 2 really fast goals and now takes a lead once again. And just over 60 seconds remaining.
And let's see if
again, right off the kickoff.
Let's see if they can't go up that 4-2 again. I would really like to see that here.
Oh, but Kippers.
No, but look at the Mountaineers swarming to the ball.
Swarming defense, but here comes Boots again. Can they find the deflection? Yes, they can. At the last seconds, the defense comes through. Now 50 seconds remaining. Can West Virginia just hold on and finally slay the giant that has been the St. Clair Academy team? Yakby up the right side with plenty of boost, but a good wall bounce there just kind of diverts the attention. Emma up the left side loses that 50-50. St. Clair here still with possession, still looking for the equalizer. Yakby's going to have to play some really good defense here. A little bit of a whiff there offensive from St. Clair, which was able to capitalize. 30 seconds remaining here. A great bounce, a great bump there. Sorry, and now Kipper's not able to get his car on the ball. Spoots has to track back and play a little bit of defense. 20 seconds remaining. Can West Virginia hold on?
You just have to imagine they're in pure defense mode.
It's a good bounce down, but no one's quite there. Yacoby finds the center. I mean, it is just bouncing right in front of the St. Clair goal. Hero comes up that left side with an excellent clear. Now 5 seconds remaining. Can they find the ground? All that matters. 0 boost on the press, but here comes St. Clair up that left side. Can they find the ground? The ground? Yes, they can. Lotus takes down St. Clair Academy 3-1. Emma with a historic performance.
Mountaineers 3-1.
Look at the touches from that game too. St. Clair had possession nearly the entire time. West Virginia did not have many opportunities, but when they had those opportunities, they capitalized absolutely beautifully. And now St. Clair falls to 0-2 so far in the standings. West Virginia gets a much-needed bounce-back win.
Doesn't get much better than that.
Absolutely
you have to imagine the feelings down in the arena right now with those 3. I mean, wow.
Absolutely incredible.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, it does not get much better than that. Your Mountaineers take down the St. Clair Academy team 3-1. And that one was in 2 minutes of overtime. Look, it does not get much better than that. Thank you. So, I mean, and this is the start of the night.
Absolutely.
This is the freaking start of the night.
Game.
We have another freaking game to get through. But look, we're going to give our voices a rest because, by God, we need it because this West Virginia main roster versus Maryville is going to be a banger. But when we come back, we'll have another interview for you guys to see. We'll talk a little bit more about this main roster, talk a lot about Gyro and his position in the team. So do not go anywhere because we are going to be back a little bit later with West Virginia main roster versus Maryville.